Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel, the Jerome Strickland channel. I thank you for letting me have your attention, have your day for a little while. We want to try to go in and learn some things, enlighten ourselves, and just bask and bathe in the glory and the light of knowledge and wisdom and the oneness of being with Source, with being with God and co-creating with Him. It's good to be with like-minded, like-hearted people that love God, that love truth, that love wisdom, and are enlightened. We are few and far between. As we sojourn through this world, we might meet each other in passing. We might see each other. We'll greet each other, compare wisdom, compare notes, give each other encouragement, wisdom, and knowledge. And then we'll move on to the next task at hand. Till we see each other again on the other side. I'm not coming at you from a religious standpoint, but I'm coming at you from a truth standpoint. Religion is dead. Well, I put it this way. False religion is dead. Religion in and of itself is not bad. There is truth in religion. But it's the false religions that give the true religions a bad name. It's kind of like a police officer. There are a lot of good police officers out there. But it's the corrupt ones, the bad ones, the narcissistic ones that give them all a bad name. So we're going to talk about something I hadn't really talked about in a while. I want to talk about the law of attraction. I know I made a video some time ago, some months ago, about a year at least ago. So it's been a while since I made a video and talked about the law of attraction. And I've learned some things since then. I've been taught some things since then. And some things have come my way since then. And so today we're going to talk about the law of attraction, which in essence is co-creating with God. You see, the law of attraction is co-creating with God. And co-creating with God is the law of attraction. You see, this is what a lot of teachers of law of attraction don't really say or mention, don't really tell you about. This is what a lot of people that are teaching about God and the things of God don't tell you about. That the law of attraction is co-creating with Source, co-creating with God. And co-creating with God and Source is the law of attraction. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I want to start by saying your wants and your needs. We all have wants and needs, don't we? We all have things that we desire. We all have things that we need. Physical things. We have things within inside of us that we need. Like love and acceptance. Like joy and peace. We want the absence of worry and fear. We want to have a place to lay our heads. We want to be able to travel where we need to go when we need to go. We want to be able to have the currency we needed or the currency we need to pay our way. I know everything should be free. I know that currency and all of that is just part of this matrix system. But while we are in these bodies in this matrix system, we are governed by many of its rules and laws. There's no way around it. Even though we're trying to rise above that and ascend above that, we still have to fall into different aspects of the system. But we all have wants and needs, right? What if I told you that your reality, your surroundings, is created by your mind? It is created by your energy. It is created by your soul. Everything you see, every situation you are in, this is not to put fault on you if you're not in a good situation. But everything that you see, do, have, experience is a reflection of what is going on within you. As within, so without. As above, so below. It's talking about duality of reality. You see, we live in a duality reality. We live in a synchronicity reality. In order for your synchronicities to line up in this duality reality, you have to go within and change the person you are within and become a co-creator with God and use the law of attraction. You know what a law is? A law can't be broken. It can only be learned and implemented, but it cannot be broken. So the law of attraction is that you have the ability to attract the things you want and need into your life by co-creating with God. This is what the mainstream does not reveal to you. But more and more people, due to the internet and all of the information that's getting put out, many more people are learning this. Many of those people that are thirsty for wisdom and knowledge and truth, they're starting to be able to drink from the fountain of wisdom, the fountain of knowledge, and the fountain of truth. And one great fountain of truth is the truth of co-creation with God, or the law of attraction. So we're talking about law of attraction today. And we all agree that there are wants and needs in our lives, whether internally or externally. There are things that we desire to have. We must begin by changing our focus. You focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. You focus on the things that make you happy instead of the things that make you afraid. Your focus is so important. Learn to use your focus. What you focus on all the time, and I know you've heard this before, but it is true. I'm just reiterating what you may have already heard. I'm not trying to say anything profound. I'm just trying to reiterate. Focus on what you want. Focus on those things that you love. Focus on the right things. Think on those things that are positive and true and good. And what I've learned, see, focus is a type of law of attraction. When you don't have to sit there and confess things all day long. You just change your focus, and you will begin to attract the things that you want and need into your life. One thing I want to also mention is the heart. It really helps. It really helps if the heart is pure and right. If the heart is pure and right, it puts the law of attraction on steroids, so to speak. The law of attraction is more effective when you have a pure heart, when you have a pure mind, when your thoughts are pure. Use the law of attraction with a pure heart and a pure mind. So focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. Focus on what you love instead of what you fear. Change your focus. You must feed your mind. See, your mind, just like your body, has to be fed. Just like your body eats, your mind eats. But your mind, just like your body eats food, your body eats thoughts. And you've also heard that you are what you eat. So feed your mind with right thoughts. Feed your mind with positive thoughts. Feed your mind with thoughts of love. Feed your mind with thoughts of what you want to be and who you want to be and how you want to be it. Feed your mind with the things of God, the things of source. Feed your mind with good things. And just like when you feed your feed your body with certain foods that make you healthier, if you feed your mind with certain thoughts, it will make you healthier in the mind. And the law of attraction will begin to work like a well-oiled machine. And you will attract. Remember, I said have a pure heart and feed your mind with right thoughts. This is the law of attraction at work. Because when you have a pure heart and you feed your mind with right thoughts, you are lining up with the vibration of love, which is God. And the law of attraction will begin to work for you. Now, some may say, I've tried to use the law of attraction, and it don't seem like it's working for me. I got a message for you as well. You see, in this duality reality, when you use the law of attraction, I might have a hard time wording this, but I'm going to try to word it as clear as I can and as easy to understand as I can. You see, when we use the law of attraction, the duality is still in place. Duality is a law in and of its own. And when we use the law of attraction, the negative polarity has to have a chance to get out of the way. See, when you start using the law of attraction, start thinking right, there is a polarity. There is a negative polarity that will begin to move. You see, the law of attraction moves the negative polarity out of the way first before it can bring what it needs to bring to you. This is why things sometimes seem to get worse before they get better. It has to move that negative polarity out of the way. It's kind of like cleaning out a garage. You open your garage, you see that it needs cleaning. It's got all kind of junk in there. and you pull everything out and you throw all the negative and all the wrong things out. But while you clean it out, it seems to get worse before it gets better. All the junk laying everywhere, all the unwanted things everywhere, stuff laying everywhere. It looks like it's in chaos. But once you clean it out, throw all the wrong things away and all the negative things away and put everything in there back nice and neat, you have achieved your purpose. It looks a whole lot better. That's the same thing with the law of attraction. Once the negative polarity has cleaned out all of the, once the polarity of negativity has, the law of attraction has cleaned everything out, which makes it seems like things are getting worse instead of better. But you just have to give it time for the polarity to shift. It takes time sometimes, not always. It depends on the individual and what they have in their life. But you have to give the polarity time to shift. Keep using the law of attraction. Keep thinking right. Keep using your affirmations. And give the law of polarity time to work. And once the polarity starts to shift, it will shift in your favor. But you can't quit because things seem like they got worse instead of better. You have to stick with the law of attraction. You just can't try it 1 or 2 times and say, oh, it doesn't work. You have to stick with it and give the polarity time to shift. Time to shift in your favor. That's the duality of the polarity of the reality. That's the reality of the duality of the polarity. They all are intertwined like strands on a rope. A rope has 3 strands. Just think of reality, duality, and polarity as a rope, the rope of existence. And they all are intertwined. They all work with one another. So give the polarity time to shift. Keep co-creating with, and once it shifts, you'll feel it. You'll see it. You will sometimes actually see it shift in your favor. And all of the darkness that you went through, you know they say the darkest hour is right before the dawn. That's the polarity moving out of the way. When the sun is coming up and the morning is coming up, that's that negative polarity getting out of the way. And now the day is coming in. And now you see the sunlight and you see the morning dew. You see the sky starting to turn blue instead of darkness. It starts to turn a light blue. The polarity is shifting. It is the same way with your circumstance. So feed your mind the right thoughts. Keep a pure heart and stick with it. Give the polarity time to shift. Another one is you must release your fear. There are certain things you must release. Things like fear, anger, resentment, and unforgiveness. These will block and hinder and prolong the law of attraction to work in your life. If you don't release your fear, if you're walking around in fear all the time, it will basically stop or slow down the law of attraction in your life. If you have anger issues and unforgiveness issues, this will basically stop or extremely slow down the things that you want and desire. It will hinder the law of attraction in your life. So you must release fear in your life. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid of not having enough. Stop being afraid of not measuring up. Be yourself. And if yourself is not good enough in a certain place, maybe that place wasn't meant for you. It's not that you're not good enough, it's that you're not in the right place. So don't be afraid. God is your source. That's why he's called source, because he is your source. Once you connect to God, he is your source. So you don't have anything to be afraid of. If God is your source, always think, say God is my source. Every time something doesn't go right, every time it seems like things are going to cause you to get in fear, always say to yourself, say it out loud or within your heart, say, God is my source. Say, God is my source. Unforgiveness. We've all had things done to us. We've all had things, people and situations where we've been hurt. You cannot carry around unforgiveness. This will hinder the law of attraction in your life. Because the law of attraction is heart connected. And if your heart is not pure, and unforgiveness takes you away from a pure heart. I know what they did to you was wrong. And I know that maybe they didn't get what they deserved. Maybe they didn't pay for what they did. But you don't need to pay for what they did with unforgiveness, by not forgiving them. Because when you don't forgive them, you're paying for what they did to you. Let that marinate for a little while. Think about that. You're paying for being a victim. And this is not to belittle or down what they did to you. I know it hurt. I know it was wrong, and there should be justice brought to them. But you can't hold unforgiveness for your sake and for your law of attraction's sake. Don't be afraid. Don't hold unforgiveness. Don't hold anger. If you hold a negative, this increase the negative polarity, and that gives the negative polarity more. It's like a dense fog that it has to find its way through in order for your blessings and your gifts to find their way to you. It has to go through a dense fog. But when you take away the fear and you take away the anger and you take away the unforgiveness, it takes away the fog, and so your blessing can find its way to you. So remember to think right, keep a pure heart, give it time, and release your fear, your anger, your resentment, and your unforgiveness. And the law of attraction will work so much better in your life. The law of attraction works. But like any machine or anything like that, you have to learn how it works. And once you learn how it works and you start working it how it's supposed to work, it will start working just fine. And remember when I said you have to release your anger, your unresentment? Remember when I said you have to release your fears? Well, those things have to be replaced. You know what you replace that with? Replace it with love. With the love vibration in your heart and in your mind. Once you replace fear and anger and resentment and unforgiveness, once you replace that with love, the law of attraction will shoot to the sky like a rocket. Walk around with love in your heart. Walk around with the love vibration. Walk around with the pureness of love in your heart. And see, you will have things to try to take this away from you, to take the love out of you and get you in resentment and get you in anger and fear. Haven't you noticed that how this reality, how this matrix is constantly trying to get you angry? It's constantly trying to make you afraid. It's constantly trying to make you have resentment. It's people are constantly doing things to you to try to cause you to be in unforgiveness. Your adversary doesn't want you to co-create with God because it wants to be the God in your life. When you hear about people selling their soul, what it means, they're selling their soul to the matrix. They're selling their soul to the system. But there is another system. There is another law at work. It's called the law of attraction, or co-creating with God. And love activates it. Belief, belief activates it. You must believe. That's one of the hardest things for people to do is truly believe. Somebody say, well, how can I make myself believe? I use affirmations. I try to think right and I try to be in love, but how do I believe? I heard somebody say to Jesus, to the Christ. He said, I do believe, but help my unbelief. How do I believe? Well, the subconscious mind is where your belief is. This is where your affirmations come in. Find you positive affirmations. Say them out loud. Say them in your heart or out loud. And say them over and over and over and over and over until you just get tired of saying it. And after a while, your subconscious mind will begin to believe. You ever heard somebody say, if you say something long enough, you begin to believe it? That's the same thing with the law of attraction. That's the same thing with affirmations. If you say, I am healthy, I am strong, I am happy. If you say that thousands of times, you will be healthy, strong, and happy with the right heart. If you say, I am abundant, thousands of times, you begin to believe you are abundant. And when you begin to believe it, the reality will begin to take shape of abundance. If you say, I am in love and I have love, if you say that thousands of times, I know it takes a lot, and it depends on your belief level. You may not have to say it that many times, or you may have to say it thousands of times. But if you say it enough times, your subconscious will register with it, and it will bring it to pass. It will bring it to be. We must live in the now. We're always leaving the past, and we're always approaching the future. We're always leaving something in the past, and we're always grasping hold of something in the future. So the best way to live is in the now. Live in the now. Use the law of attraction. Be happy. Raise your vibration. These are all keys to help you in the law of attraction. You wonder why other people are happy? Why other marriages are happy? You wonder why other people seem to have enough and things seem to just be going right for them? And it causes maybe envy and jealousy and all of that in you. Don't worry. The universe is not against you. It seems like sometimes the universe favors other people over you. Don't worry. Just implement these keys. Just implement these nuggets of wisdom that I brought your way today. The universe is not against you. Remember the polarity, duality of the reality. Things will begin to change for you if you stay positive. Keep your frequency and vibrations high. It will begin to work for you. It will begin to go right for you if you just give it time. Give the polarity time to shift. I'm going to make one more point, then I'm going to let you have your day back. You must remember this. Say to yourself, the battle is already won. If you say to yourself, the battle is already won, there will be no fight. The reason you fight is because you don't believe the battle's already won. So you have to fight. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. And just rest and believe and flow. Flow like water. Move like wind. And burn with the passion of fire. And just rest. And quit fighting the wind. Quit fighting the universe. Use the law of attraction. Give the polarity time to work. And be happy. Think the right thoughts. Speak happy thoughts to God. Speak happy thoughts to the Father in heaven. And He will gladly bring you anything you want and need because He is the love vibration. This is Jerome Strickland. I thank you for your time today. And I pray that y'all will be blessed. And I'll see y'all in the next video. God bless.